Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here and a very good evening wherever you are in the whole world, and I realise it may not be the evening where you are. And welcome to a very special entertainment update show. We have got basically some really interesting news tonight. I want to talk about yesterday's news of Star Trek Discovery getting a third season. I also want to talk about Ray Liotta. This is the breaking news. Ray Liotta has been cast in the Sopranos prequel movie. Yes, and I've just also learned there's going to be a third Walking Dead TV show, and I really want to rant about that as well. So first of all, let's see what Ray Liotta has had to say about his casting. I am thrilled to be working with David Chase and Alan Taylor on The Many Saints of Newark, which is what the Sopranos prequel movie is called. David's talent is unmatched, and the directing of Alan Taylor makes this even more exciting. I respect them both immensely and look forward to making this special project with New Line. Liotta joining the film continues the tradition of Goodfellas cast members who appeared in the series, 27 in total, including stars Lorraine Bracco, Michael Imperioli, Frank Vincent, Tony Sergio among them. But being a set in The Many Saints of Newark puts Liotta in a verified territory, or at least a cool trivia question. This is very, very exciting news. I love Ray Liotta. I love the films he did in his prime. No Escape, Goodfellas. He was a very, very prominent actor. Unlawful Entry with Madeline Stowe, another great movie. He was brilliant at playing a certain character, wasn't he? And him being in this Sopranos prequel movie is very, very exciting. Of course, he's not the big catch he was in his prime, but he is a legend as far as I'm concerned, and I'm very, very excited about this casting. Now, on to our next piece of news. We have heard, and this is official, that there's going to be another Walking Dead TV show. I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you want to watch another Walking Dead TV show? We have got The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and now this. Now, clearly, the main show has been losing ratings left, right and centre. But here's something you probably don't know. It's still the highest rated linear cable show in the United States. So it's still doing well, but not as well as it used to. It used to be one of the most highest rated shows in the States. It was massive. I haven't watched it for a while. I got bored of it. They're also doing this trilogy movie of Rick Grimes as well. So they're definitely not going to stop developing new projects for The Walking Dead. But personally, my interest has gone. Millions of people's interest has gone. They're just kind of bleeding this franchise, this IP dry. And obviously there must be people who are interested in it. By the way, there is no actual news what this third Walking Dead TV show will be about. I am kind of excited about the Rick Grimes movie trilogy. It's a TV movie trilogy, by the way. So you won't see it in cinemas unless it will be in cinemas for a limited time. I don't think audiences will be particularly interested in going to see it in the theatres anyway. So a third Walking Dead spin-off. What do you think? And yesterday, yes, yesterday, we had the early renewal of a third season for Star Trek Discovery. Very, very surprised. Not surprised about the renewal. I always expected it to be renewed. I know a lot of people may be upset because a lot of diehard Star Trek fans don't like Discovery. I think it's okay. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's great. I think it's an okay TV show. But what's impressive about it are the production values. The budget is kind of motion picture budget. You know, the effects, the way it's shot are absolutely beautiful. I don't mind the show personally. I can take it or leave it. Sometimes I watch it. Sometimes I don't. You know, I don't have enough time at the moment with things going on in my personal life to watch a lot of TV shows. In fact, the only thing I'm doing right now is rewatching Smallville, an episode a day. It just helps my emotions. And when things are not going well for me personally, I do go back to Smallville. I love the show. I I always expected the renewal of Star Trek Discovery. The early renewal is interesting, but what's even more interesting here, we're getting another brand spanking new showrunner, which would say CBS All Access are not happy with the direction of this show, what they've been doing. Or maybe they're not getting enough bums on seats. CBS All Access is a kind of streaming service. We know they do kind of put it on a network as well. I can't remember which one. So obviously they're not happy with it. Otherwise they wouldn't be getting a new showrunner. But the problem is the new showrunner will probably have to work with most of this existing team. So it's going to be interesting what they do next. They obviously want this show to wholeheartedly work. But Star Trek's in a weird position right now because you've got this maybe Quentin Tarantino movie happening. Star Trek 4 from the Kelvin timeline thing isn't happening, which is a big, big shame. Obviously, the third movie wasn't great. I thought the second movie was okay. The Star Trek 2009 I thought was amazing. It was a great movie. I know a lot of people don't agree with that. Please don't kill me. I have a right to like what I like, obviously. So Star Trek's in a bit of a messy situation right now. You know, you've got half of the fandom who love Discovery, half the fandom who can't stand it. I think behind the scenes it's an absolute mess. And I think the early renewal is very, very interesting. Early renewals are either done when a show's doing so well they don't have to wait, or because they know they're always going to renew it, but also to give some brand confidence within the TV show. So it kind of creates this illusion, well, if it's getting an early renewal, they do it a lot with the Arrowverse on CW. You know, Arrowverse is the CW's food and drink. Without Arrowverse, there's nothing, you know, this channel wouldn't exist. It's like when they had Smallville. Without Smallville for a time, there wouldn't be a CW. It was a very struggling network when it first started, and Smallville was the only thing people were tuning in to watch. But in terms of Star Trek Discovery, they are obviously determined to make this a great show. I think at times they've succeeded, and I think at times they've failed. So what do you think? Are you happy about Ray Liotta's casting in the Sopranos prequel movie? What do you think about a third Walking Dead TV show? Is it overkill? Or are you excited? And Star Trek Discovery being renewed, getting an early renewal for a third season. Is it good news? Is it bad news? Are you disappointed where we are with the Star Trek live action franchise right now? It's a long-running, iconic IP. I believe they're getting it wrong in a lot of quarters because what are they doing with it? You know, as I said, this Quentin Tarantino movie sounds interesting. I mean, Quentin Tarantino making Star Trek is nuts, and that's why I'm really intrigued by that project. But when I look at Star Trek Discovery, there's a good show in there somewhere. Can a new showrunner get it right? Comment down below. Please like, share, and subscribe.